A simple awards podium was built in the middle of the field. Jacob and the third-place winner walked onto it, but Michael couldn't be found by the organizers. They had to make up a story about him being injured and announced that he wouldn't attend the ceremony. The girls murmured among themselves with concern. They were as upset for Michael as they would have been if they themselves had lost the race. They were so carried away with his popularity that they could never imagine him losing. It had probably dawned on most of them that good looks and being cool did not automatically secure victory. Despite the empty spot on the awards podium, the awards ceremony went on, and the student council president presented the certificate of merit to Jacob and the third-place runner. He then handed the winning trophy to Jacob. The certificates were just a symbol, while the most attractive part of the awards was that the champion of each event would get $500 in cash. Likewise, the one who stood second would get $200, and the one who bagged the third place would get $100. The prize money was set up to encourage participation. While Jacob was receiving the certificate of merit and the prize money, Sam was busy collecting his earnings. "Hurry up! Hand me the money you lost in the bet!" He waved the paper with records of the bets. The guys were both pleased and reluctant. On one hand, they were surprised and happy that Jacob had won the first place. On the other hand, they kicked themselves for underestimating his strength and losing the bet. With the certificate and prize money in hand, Jacob walked back to the stand while talking to Kathy. He looked for Sophie, but found that she had left already. "Sam, where's the girl who was sitting here?" Jacob raised his head and asked Sam, who was busy collecting money. "Oh, she left soon after you crossed the finish line," Sam answered. Jacob being disappointed was an understatement. He wanted to see Sophie's reaction when he brought the trophy to her and be there to celebrate his victory. But he couldn't dwell on that right now, nor could he do anything about it. He pretended to look happy and shouted out to Sam, "I won the prize money! I will treat you all to dinner tonight." "Forget it!" The guy, who had lost $50, said sulkily, "Sam has won much more than you. Dinner's on him." Hearing the suggestion, the other guys who had lost the bet yelled in agreement. "Yeah, it's on Sam!" Sam was never a stingy person. On the contrary, he was the most generous one among the group. He laughed. "Okay, tonight let's go eat at a fancy place. I will spend all my winnings to celebrate Jacob's victory." They all agreed. After all, they were proud that Jacob won the race, and none of them minded their small losses. Kathy smiled from a distance as she saw everyone celebrate Jacob's victory with the fancy dinner plans. "Hey, Kathy, you should come with us too," Sam shouted. "Huh?" Kathy was surprised. "Oh, no, why don't you guys go ahead and celebrate?" She didn't want to intrude in the boys' night out. "Come on, it'll be fun." Sam coaxed her with enthusiasm while the other guys shouted in agreement. Kathy blushed. "Okay, I will join you guys, but you must invite the girls in the class as well." Being a class victory, she didn't want anyone to feel left out. They only had 6 girls in the class, so Sam waved his hand grandly and shouted, "Okay, I will invite all of them. The next event is the aerobics competition. All the contestants, please enter the field as soon as possible." The speaker announced the next competition. At the announcement, the guys who were in the mood for celebration suddenly became quiet as their eyes lit up. Then they howled loudly. Kathy understood their intentions and sighed. They faked interest in the aerobics competition as their attention was on the girls who were competing. Jacob sat down. He moved a bit closer to Kathy. "Kathy, I want to donate my prize money to the class. I had planned to spend it on dinner, but now that I don't have to pay for it..." He hesitated a little. Staring at Jacob, Kathy interrupted him. "Why donate it? You won it. Besides, you won the honor for the class and the department. You deserve it." Jacob thought for a minute before replying, "Okay, then I will keep it," he said. In reality, he felt he owed a lot to Kathy for his win, and donating the prize money to the class was his way of expressing his gratitude. Meanwhile, Kathy looked away from Jacob and thought, "Jacob is indeed different from the other guys. He is neither greedy nor has any bad intentions." Her heart fluttered. But all her praises went down the drain when she turned to Jacob again. He was staring at the first aerobic contestant entering the field. He was clearly checking her out, and his eyes were lit up. "Well, forget it," thought Kathy, and felt speechless. The aerobic competition was the last event. The athletic girls, with toned physique and vibrant costumes from each major, leaped and swayed with the music. It was a pretty sight. The competition ended with the announcement of the results of the prizes for each department. They were given by the college according to the overall performance of each major in the competitions. The students on the stands left one after another. As decided, Sam invited the girls too and led everyone to a high-end restaurant. Except for the 2 girls who couldn't make it, 4 girls, including Kathy, joined the 20-plus guys. When they entered the restaurant, they almost took up half of the establishment. Jacob's victory in the long-distance race was unexpected but worthy of celebrating. To award Jacob, who was today's hero, Sam arranged for Kathy to sit next to him. Jacob tried to stop them while he kept apologizing to Kathy. Fortunately, Kathy knew their ways. She didn't get angry at them, but felt a little conscious as all eyes were on her and Jacob. The energy was great. With beer and barbecue, they all celebrated the perfect ending to the perfect day. Under the persuasion of the guys, Kathy drank several glasses of beer. Sitting next to Jacob, her face was a deep pink and had begun to resemble an apple, but she looked sweet as she smiled and talked to everyone. As for Jacob, almost everyone came over to share a drink with him. Although it was only beer, Jacob was beginning to feel a slight buzz. The scene looked more like a wedding feast just before the wedding night than a celebration for Jacob's victory. Half drunk, Jacob wanted to send a message to Sophie to ask her if she got back home safely. However, when he dug out his mobile phone, he suddenly remembered that he didn't have Sophie's number. He lightly facepalmed himself and giggled at his drunken stupor. "Hey, you are too loud!" A harsh voice cut into their boisterous conversations with a loud bang on the table at the other end of the room. Sam and the others stopped talking and looked in the direction of the noise. A brawny guy with a crew cut was glaring at them while holding a glass of beer in his hand. "This is a public place. If you find it noisy, you can find another restaurant, perhaps the ones frequented by oldies. That way it will be much quieter for an oldie like you, and you won't have to ruin our fun." Sam turned to the guy and retorted, "Sophomores, right?" The guy looked at Sam as he stood up. When he stood up, the people in the room saw him towering over everyone with his height and build. He was 6 feet 4 inches tall and much, much taller than Sam. Sensing a fight, Kathy stood up immediately in hopes of diffusing the situation and said in a stern, responsible tone, "Sam, ignore him." However, Sam had never backed off from a confrontation. He stared at the guy without any fear. The others sitting with the tall guy also stood up. Each of them was at least 6 feet tall, and they looked like a group of aggressive goons when they stood together. The guys from Kathy's class also stood up and surrounded Sam on both sides to show support. Jacob was about to get up as well, but Kathy caught him with a firm grip. Sam's group had no advantage in height and physique, but they sure outnumbered the goonish boys. If a fight broke out, the worst would be heavy blows and bruises to the boys of both groups. Fearing having to witness a brawl, Kathy said, "Sit down, guys. Don't start a fight." The guys were too worked up to listen to her. The atmosphere was tense, and the restaurant staff was panicking. Sam and the big guy stared at each other as if they wanted to beat the pulp out of each other. The big guy suddenly looked at Jacob, and Kathy covered her mouth to stop herself from screaming.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.